So, I'm going to do an interview. I know it says not to answer the questions verbatim, but I don't know how to just talk about it normally. I'm going to answer the questions after they're asked, and that's what this video is going to be about.
All right, Mr. Van Norman, we are talking about your school's cultural norms.
So, cultural norms. I just switched schools. I'm going to talk about the old school because that's what I know.
A school's culture defines for its members what they value, who they value, and how they will conduct their business. So what are the common assumptions and practices regarding each of the following in the school where you currently work? Which students belong in AP or honors courses?
Well, I believe the students that belong in APs or honors courses are the students that are trying to go to college, that want the best, that already want college units. So that's the students who should be in the AP or even honors courses.
To what degree do teachers accept responsibility for educating all their students to high academic standards?
At our school, it's pretty important. The school I used to be at, it's pretty important about when trying to educate our students. We try to look at numbers and things like that. We really take it personal when kids don't do well.
Who should be involved in making decisions that impact teaching and learning?
Everybody. That's when I say everybody, what I really mean is the teachers, the principals, the superintendents, the parents, the students, the school board, even the community. We have meetings where we get all those people together and we ask them what do they want to see about us. I believe it's called the LCAP. And we also have a study team that gets together once a month.
Who should be involved in making decisions that impact teaching and learning?
Principals, everybody. Once again, like I said, we get everybody together. So not only teaching, it's the impact of just the parents need to know what their students are learning and what we're teaching them. The superintendent, the board, they all get together and make those decisions.
What is the appropriate way to view parents and guardians' role in educating their children?
The parents and guardians should be involved. I know they just recently passed a law that says they don't have to be involved, which is kind of funny to me, but they do need to be involved in their students' education. I always notice in my classes when I have students whose parents are there, the students are doing better. If I have students whose parents are uninvolved, it's rare that those students are on the top of the list and doing the best they can do.
How does the school define disruptive student behavior and what are the appropriate consequences?
Our school uses PBIS. So we see something as a disruption. It could be anything, disruptive, talking, chewing gum, anything that involves putting a halt to the progress of their learning. Like I said, we use PBIS. So the first thing we do is we teach the student what their behavior is and why it is wrong. And then after that, we reteach and reteach. And then eventually they'll get in, suspension trouble, things like that. But we try to teach the student what they're doing wrong before we just punish them for doing wrong.
What is the school's responsibility for improving the relationships among students' disruptive behaviors, their learning needs, and their lack of academic success?
Once again, that I think it's on the school. Say that again.
What is the school's responsibility for improving the relationships among the students' disruptive behaviors, their learning needs, and their lack of academic success?
It is the school's responsibility. I would say about 80% to make sure that student's on task, make sure that student's doing what they're doing, make sure the student knows the rules, the parents are being notified, stuff like that. But I don't think the school has 100% responsibility when doing that because there's some things at the home that need to be done as well.
To what degree do teachers respect and trust each other?
At my current school, teachers respect each other highly. They trust each other highly. we rely on each other, and it doesn't matter just what subject you're from, what grade you teach. We all rely on each other. We all ask each other questions. If we're talking about discipline, if we're talking about trouble, teachers will, and it doesn't matter how long you've been there either. That's another thing. Teachers will come up to me and ask me, like, how did you deal with these students previously? What's the best way to get through to them? And I'll go up to a teacher that's been around longer, asking what's the best way to teach a lesson. I'm just not getting through to kids. How can I better get through to them? And we talk amongst each other. We really have a high level of trust.
To what degree do teachers respect and trust their building administrators?
They really don't. Honestly, this year and last year we had some new administrators. They're kind of losing trust and they're losing trust in them, that their jobs that they just don't know how to do, and they're not relying on the teachers enough, and they're trying to do other things that just don't make sense. So even that's one of the reasons why I have a new job.
To what degree do teachers respect their colleagues' capacities to educate all students to high academic standards?
We believe we teach with the best teachers in California. To be honest with you, everybody who teaches at our school is highly qualified in what they do. We try to make sure that every teacher can do their job to the best of their ability. It seems like the culture at our school, if you do not do well at your job, or if you're one of those teachers that likes to slack, you're probably going to leave.
Are there any other cultural norms or assumptions that are in practice at your school?
Cultural norms. Most of the teachers there, they love their jobs. They love the kids that they work with. There's always those goofy kids around that some teachers don't really enjoy working with. But most of the teachers, or 99.9% of the teachers there, they love what they do. Like I said, if they don't love what they do, or if you don't have a passion for teaching, usually those kind of people leave, just because the high standard that's walking around in culture that teachers have for teaching their class, if people can't keep up with it, they just tend to come up with an excuse to go.